to ask the Scottish Government how its draft budget will support the delivery of drug and alcohol services across Scotland.
Cabinet Secretary Neil Gray.
Thank you, President Officer. The total funding proposed for alcohol and drugs, including Health Board baseline funding, is over £150 million in 25-26. This includes maintaining £112 million funding for alcohol and drug partnerships, continuing to fund grassroots organisations through £13 million via the Cora Foundation, and supporting a wide range of activity, including supporting residential rehabilitation and making £2.3 million available to support the Thistle Centre Safer Drug Consumption Facility. This adds to our significant investment over the past 4 years, meaning that I'm confident we will meet the National Mission commitment of £250 million additional funding over 5 years.
Audrey Nicholl.
I thank the Cabinet Secretary for his response. During recent engagement with GP practices, tackling alcohol harm was raised as an unrelenting health challenge. They expressed strong support for MUP and other measures to tackle alcohol harm. However, they also expressed some concern about a potential shift in the balance away from tackling alcohol harm, a point highlighted in the recent Audit Scotland review of alcohol and drug services, and this is not to diminish the urgency of the work to reduce drug harm. So, in addition to previously announced efforts such as a review of the evidence in alcohol marketing, increasing MUP and developing a service specification for alcohol and drug services, what assurance can the Cabinet Secretary give that the draft Scottish budget will support the action necessary to reduce the level of alcohol, health and social harms and reduce the number of people who die as a result of alcohol?
Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you, President Officer. I thank Audrey Nicholl, and I want to give her, Parliament and other colleagues the reassurance that we remain committed and focused on tackling both issues. We remain committed to tackling alcohol-related harm on an equal footing to that of drugs. Our forecast spend in 25-26 of over £150 million is for both alcohol and drugs, and our substantial investment supports services which are often delivered in tandem at the front line. And in addition, national mission initiatives have made improvements in alcohol treatment as well as drugs. For example, our substantial investment in residential rehabilitation is benefiting people with both alcohol and drug dependency. Moreover, the forthcoming alcohol treatment guidelines will provide support for alcohol treatment similar to the medication-assisted treatment standard for drugs.
Brief supplementary, Carol Mockin.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I also want to mention the Audit Scotland report published towards the end of last year. The findings in the report state that the Government's increased focus on drug harm through its National Mission programme is shifting the balance of attention from an effort on tackling alcohol harm. The Government itself has said this as a twin public health emergency, and we accept that. But sometimes the Government tends to list a semi-completed list of disjointed actions relating to alcohol harm prevention. We need clearer, more urgency in this. So can I ask the Cabinet Secretary if the Scottish Government in its 25-26 budget is considering ring-fencing funding for improving access to alcohol treatment services?
Cabinet Secretary.
We'll continue to work with alcohol and drug partnerships on making sure that the services are available, as Carol Mockin asks for, in a way that ensures there is support available for both. We're also taking action this year around the work with Public Health Scotland to provide an evidence-based picture on what further preventative actions we can take around alcohol advertising, and we'll consider the report as it comes back from Public Health Scotland around what further measures we can take on a preventative basis in that space. So I think around the interventions we're taking with alcohol and drug partnerships, the work that we're doing on minimum unit pricing, the work that we're doing to reduce the impact that alcohol advertising has, we're taking as many steps as possible. And if there is further work that Carol Mockin would wish to suggest, of course I'm more than happy to engage with her on that basis.